Okay, these players are 4-2. We're going to correct those records in a second for you. We have Josh Langdon on Golo Shops, it looks like.
Colorless
The fun
Aggro.
police. We have the fun police in the house.
And then
No, that's Dredge.
Peter Bishop on.
Well, I mean, you got the turn 1 Trinisphere. That's a fun police move.
Yes, that is true. That circle gets a square on that one. That I'll give you.
Bishop.
Against a very well-dressed Peter Bishop Mottola.
Do we know what deck they are?
Mottola.
We do not.
Just wasn't sure yet.
Same in the standings.
No, we do not know what deck he is on today.
There we go.
What do we
Doomsday.
got? He is on Doomsday, so that is Underground Sea. Yeah.
That
This-
Trinisphere is going to be a world of hurt then if that's an underground sea on the other side of the table.
Yep, that's an Underground Sea. We're confirmed he's Doomsday.
Confirmed Doomsday.
All right, we're going to be on to game 2 right quick.
Hey, you can get to 3 lands, right?
There are 3 lands in the deck. I mean, it's not 2-land Belcher. I mean, that's a start.
Yeah.
It's better than that, but
Yeah, this is a heck of a start
yeah,
for
no.
Josh.
Doomsday and Trinisphere are not friends.
Nope.
No,
And that Revoker, what do you think is naming?
gotta be Lotus.
Gotta be Lotus. Not Necrophones.
It's interesting to see like kind of the resurgence of Revoker with, especially since Bowmaster's numbers have kind of been like
Dwindled a little
dropping
bit.
a little bit because everybody's trying Psychic Frog out. They're trying out the new Goyf.
What do you think of those 2 cards?
I think Psychic Frog's insane. I think
Why
that
is that?
card's insane. There's one, just being able to like jump it, the being able to draw after you deal the combat damage, the +1/+1 counters, and then obviously I've seen some of the lists out there with like Life from the Loam, and in the bug decks, and it's like you're just like it's a complete engine.
All right, so Roland and I had this question earlier. Let's get your take on it. Roland compared it more to a modernized Psychotog. I compared it more to a modernized, obviously super high power any way you want to splice it, more of an Ophidian.
Okay.
What's your take on the?
I'm
Is it,
gonna-
no, 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 if I mischaracterized that, please. I thought that was a fair,
I'm gonna
I
say
thought it
it's
was-
more of a Shadow Mage infiltrator.
which is an Ophidian.
So it was a throwback.
I
That's what
yeah.
I said was
I mean,
a
I'm gonna
throwback.
shout out the Invitational card.
Yeah.
Why not?
It was a Finkel
Yeah,
Tog.
the thing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
so
basically the
It's a combination of the two. But to me, it was a throwback to. I mean, the name is so similar to Psychotog. Psychic Frog.
that
Do you hear that rhyme now?
Mnemonically,
Mnemonically.
I believe that's the word you're looking for there. And the whooping continues here, and we're going to continue talking about the frog, and as our well-dressed player is now discarding cards.
No, not going to be able to play that Lotus or any Moxen.
Yeah, that's not going to work out the way he wants it to.
And this is the prime reason Trinisphere was restricted for gameplay that happens like this in Vintage, right? When you go just turn 1 Trinisphere on the play,
Well,
or even the draw, right?
Well,
Like
the reason we've all been playing for a while. I was around during all of that, and decks were built so differently. I was playing a ton of Control Slaver around the Trinisphere era, and I was always thrilled to play against Trinisphere because I would always pack my decks with 3 basic lands, and I would just fine. I would be a little less efficient sometimes. The mon would clunk a little bit, but I was very lean on the black, very lean on the red, mostly blue. 2 basic islands, 1 basic swamp.
There you go. Ways to basically
And
seal
the-
the deal.
Now we're done.
should clear it
It's
out
all right,
here.
Trinisphere. All right, I'm going to slow right down. I'll slow right down with you because I'm going to have my Racket Ruins. That was the card back then.
Yeah.
I had 4 of those. I'm like, all right, you want to go Trinisphere? I'm just going to play 3 lands and come at you. Let's go.
Peter's going to draw and scoop.
Yep, as he should.
Oh, he's going to make a play out. All right. Nope.
We're done here. So we can talk about Ophidian and Psychotog. We can talk about Control Slaver a little bit. Let's see what else we can do, which is while we distract ourselves
Yeah, it's,
from that unmerciless match of Magic right
Think
there.
about this colorless.
But the nice thing is we are heading into Game 2. We're going to come back to the booth for one moment.
Well, the thing is, a lot of workshop decks tend to be very like play draw dependent too, right?
Yeah.
Like, you
Just
saw-
by nature.
Yeah, and you just saw there, right? Like,
Because they explode. Their deck is, they explode. That's what they do.
well, especially because like we saw like there's the sphere of resistance in
Sure.
that deck as well.
Especially in
so
that
it's
one.
like it really kind of
You
mucks
slam
up
the best
board.
sphere.
Yeah, you just like I need a sphere effect, and then
All right.
try to really
into
tax
game two.
Doomsday.
Let's see if our well-dressed Doomsday player can do a little bit better, but it seems he's not sprinting out of the blocks here. We got a Misty Rainforest and a pass.
Doing some workshop. math
Workshop.
into- Oh, this looks scary.
Oh, geez.
This looks scary.
Soul Ring.
All right.
Why don't you Foundry Inspector before you Soul Ring? The Soul Ring is free. Two
Doing
floating.
Well, I mean, it does play around like Force of Will technically.
Sure. Fair.
Yeah, so not leading with the Foundry Spectre does play around Force of Will and still gives
Okay.
the option for a sphere here
You still
with
get
the
the-
mana reduction.
He's got one floating that resolves.
Patchwork. Automaton.
Patchwork, yeah.
So not a very disruptive type of hand here.
It's a clock though.
It is a clock.
Ideally, it would have been Sphere of Resistance instead of the Patchwork, but
Yeah.
hey, you take what you can get.
So now, if you are Doomsday, and let's presume you had the Force of Will, do you force the Soul Ring or the Foundry Inspector?
If I'm Doomsday, I think you're only really afraid of kind of the sphere effects at this point.
So you let all of, even if you have Force of Will, you let all that resolve.
I mean, depending what the rest of my hand is, yeah. If it's like really, really slow, you might have to throw it on the Foundry.
But if it's
Inspector.
really, really slow, you got a mulligan.
yeah,
Like, that shouldn't be your hand.
right? Yeah.
So that's surveillance.
You know what you're playing against.
Kept it on top. Probably another mana source.
All right. So Surveil land, sculpting the hand a little bit more. Looks like he kept the card on top. Into a Ponder. So at least one more turn of sculpting.
Well, my plan is I turned
Yeah, as soon as we start seeing any spheres over here, it's going to be kind of
Yeah,
difficult.
Doomsday would not do well in Martello land.
Shop Player already has a Wasteland in hand that they kind of flash.
Yeah.
Oh, did he? I didn't
So
see
that's
that.
going to be really taxing on
caught
the
that
mana
too.
for the Doomsday deck.
Yeah.
That tapped black mana
How,
source.
how many
is gonna be
how many cards
pretty
did he have
careful.
left in hand? Did he mulligan at all?
I don't think so.
I thought I
So
saw
if he's
7.
out 4 cards and he was on the draw, he's got 4 cards left in hand. He'll be up to 5 when he draws.
Please. Yes. Hang on. Oh, sorry. Hold on for a second. Yeah.
Very,
3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
very tough.
Big ponder here.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Let's
let's pair, but
see.
let's not distribute.
He is certainly thinking about it. All right, we're not going to shuffle.
And you always hate to see that when you're on the other side of the table. Them not shuffling with ponder.
Means they've got some decent
In this
lineup.
circumstance, not as much. He's got the Sackle in there, so he liked one of the cards at least. And you've got to you kind of feel like the advantage bar is a little bit towards Workshop here, not like too much, but like a little bit.
Especially with that wasteland.
Yeah.
Yeah, Wasteland there is huge.
Yeah, look at the way he sat back in his chair. That's not what he wanted. He's like anything but Wasteland, anything but Wasteland.
And another patchwork.
Nettle
Nettle
Cyst.
Oh, Nettle
Nettle
Cyst,
Cyst.
yeah.
Nettle Cyst.
But again, Nettle Cyst is it's just a rock.
Let these go. Table 4 is match 1, table 5 is match.
I wonder if that's bait.
And that does put a counter on the automaton. It did Ward 1 or Ward 2?
For what?
The automaton.
Just one.
It's Ward 1? Okay. I thought it's not 2?
Patchwork says
Yeah, Patchwork.
Ward's 2.
Ward is
The
2.
ward is 2.
Yeah, that's
Ward
what I
is
said. It's Ward 2.
No, no,
yeah.
I thought you were talking about the counter.
you-
No, the counter. I meant the Ward. Yeah, Ward is 2. Okay, I'm all right.
Two.
Yeah, I'm not crazy. I'm like, am I crazy? Like, wait, what? All right, we're going to fetch up an Underground Sea.
That's the Underground Sea.
Okay.
Not unless he's been sandbagging Moxes or a Lotus or something, which doesn't make a
brainstorming
ton of
response?
sense.
Oh, Steel Sabotage.
Sabotage.
Just counter, sure.
Yeah.
Okay. You know what? Sure. He's still gonna get hit for 5. Drops him to 13. Even less. Boots?
Or those, yep, those are.
Is
the
that a
boots.
card that is really?
Yeah. Or as a saga, you can get it out there and then just pay 1 mana and equip and go.
It gives creature
Tripped your thing
ward
and haste.
and haste.
Yep.
Yeah, sure. And +1. So he's getting hit for 2, 3, 4, 7. Wow. So if he doomsdays, he's dead on board.
Yeah.
Yep. So
Wow.
the kill right then and there. But there's no sphere effects, so
Okay, again, it's possibly
very possible.
off of one land.
Yeah, the line the shop player has takes away a lot
Seems
of
like
the
a
Doomsday
tall order.
Pass line.
Yeah, you
Judging-
really can't. Yeah,
Judging by
Doomsday
the
Pass doesn't
reaction,
fly. It doesn't seem like he's got it. Let's see. I mean,
it's possible.
Doomsday is one of the decks that can do it out of nowhere. It doesn't need a big setup. It doesn't need a big board. You know, ritual, blah blah blah.
And as a shop player, you always feel uneasy.
Yeah.
Against yeah, you have a very
Right now,
fast
the shop
aggro
player
hand,
basically
but
has
you don't
no
have any
cards in hand.
Protection, right?
The
You
shop
don't
player is
protect-
F6.
Yeah.
He's done right now. All right. Here's something. 2 underground seas
You gonna gush? Nope.
to hard cast a Thassa's Oracle.
A blocker?
Boss,
And I think
Oracle's going on
the
block duty.
I think the chuckle from the Doomsday player kind of he
That-
may be consigned to his fate at this point.
That's his Oracle doing something you don't often see it do, going on block duty.
Yeah.
Can it even survive a block?
It's usually this point. You're usually in garbage time when
The
when it
secret
starts
mode
to blow.
on that card is a 2/2 creature.
It's
That
a
is the
1/3. That's not actually the secret mode. It's a 1/3.
Oh, it's
It's a
1/3.
1/3.
See,
It's a
like,
1/3.
You know what I mean?
You don't even know the secret
I don't even
mode.
know what the power and
What-
toughness
what-
is
what are
because
you
it's
doing?
usually just like pay
Win the
mana,
game.
win game.
This is true.
Exactly.
This is
It's
true.
exactly. It is a secret mode. I didn't even know it.
Yeah. All right, we have an ancient tomb coming and some more rocks. All right. There is a revoker. Got to be naming Black Lotus. Assume that's the case.
Equipped with lava?
Hopefully, we remember the trigger on our automaton. Does he remember the trigger? Yes.
Remembers
No.
it. Nope.
Nope. He does. Nope. He does remember the trigger. Okay, that is good.
And everybody's coming to the party.
I'm crushing in.
Lava spur.
You
3-1.
can you could trade it with the revoker.
Yeah.
It'll trade with the revoker. +1/+0, not +1/+1.
Still taking 7 to the head.
Yeah, when you're at 11. Mm-hmm. Again, like unless he's sandbagging something, if he can figure out a win, he can win the game. He's at more than one.
Street Wraith lines.
This drops him to 4? No. Yes, it does.
6
yes, it
goes
does.
down to 5. Doomsday.
No, it
you
goes
go
to
down-
4.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah,
Doomsday
4, yeah.
puts you to 2. You can't do.
Yeah,
you
it
can't
was
straight.
never
No,
a
you're
roll.
right. You're right.
Doomsday hard cast.
All right.
So all
Now
the
what?
Street Wraith lines are out.
But what other lines are there? He already made a land drop. Is there a world where he's leaving Mock Sapphire Ancestral in his hand this whole time and not casting it?
Gush. Could have a Gush.
Sure. Could
Yeah.
have Gush in his hand. Gush in his hand.
Gush, and then you run into like a Lotus.
Lotus
Recall,
Ancestral.
Yeah.
And that does it. Okay, so there are lines here. Again, like that's one of the interesting things about Doomsday. Like the deck really doesn't do anything, but there's always so many permutations behind the curtain, which make it so interesting. And like if you're the workshop player, it seems like you've been like beating them up good, but you still have to be afraid because you're basically sitting there, shields down.
Yeah. And it looks like that there was not a line that they were going to be able to get to, and it just extension of the hand, and Doomsday is going to get rocked here by the just the robots.
No, I believe the extension makes him foiled. I think we're down to 1 and 0 because he street wraith. Oopsie daisy, kids.
Honorable self-kill. Honorable
One of
self-kill.
those two things. It was an oopsie daisy or an honorable self-kill.
I've definitely,
And that is-
had my ancient tomb to kill myself,
Hey, that's gonna happen.
That's honorable.
All right. And we're gonna come back. Do we have another one, or this was the second?
We can go break. That was the second one.
All right. We're gonna come back. Mark, pleasure having you. You're
Thanks
welcome back
for
in the booth.
coming,
If you
yeah.
want to keep hanging out for the rest of the tournament, you are obviously more than welcome.
Yeah.